how would you use Redux with something like local storage? Have you done that before?
So you can definitely dump your state to local storage and then load it back. So you can hydrate and rehydrate from any number of sources. There are plugins specifically, like I think it's called Redux Offline, if I remember correctly, that'll do a bunch of that stuff for you. I'm not going to show you here because I haven't done it and I'm not going to improvise on the fly, but there's a bunch of tooling and libraries around Redux that'll do that for you, for sure.
And then with Redux, so essentially instead of set state, you're using dispatch.
Yep, that's astute. The interesting thing with React, which I have not shown you, is you can actually do reducers and actions and things like that with React directly. So you can kind of treat React state as if it was like a mini Redux store. That's possible because you can actually give, instead of giving React like objects to update the state with, you can actually hand it functions, and those functions can be like reducers, right? So that's possible as well.
I've got a couple questions regarding Flow. So are we going to end up creating a type definition for our state? Because right now, like, kind of just evaporated what our state is. There's nothing that tells us the shape of our state tree, right?
Yeah. No, I think sort of. I think is the answer to your question. So it's smart enough to say that this is a string here, and by setting the default state to string, it's going to be a string. And so if we ever modify it from being a string, it knows it's like, hey, you messed this up.
Okay, so our entire state hierarchy right now is just a string.
Yep.
Right? But what happens when we add more stuff?
I will show
Maybe.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the other Flow question is, why prefer declare type over interface?
With Flow? I don't know if I know the answer to that question. The answer to that question is this is the way I've done it. So there might be a good reason to do that, and I'm not super sure. Cool, but I would be interested in the answer to the question for sure.
And then someone's asking about just if you could pull up the changes you made to create store. And I mean, if you pushed a branch, then you could just see it there too.
Yeah, I can do that too before we move on to async Redux. But again, this is precisely pulled off of the DevTools as well, so you could just copy and paste off the website, which is exactly what I did. Okay, but I will push a branch.